Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's video we will be doing a short video about understanding ratios, simplifying ratios and sharing ratios. Firstly, just to quickly understand the ratio, if for example we have the number of sweets that John has to Stacy is 1:3. Now, what is important to understand with a ratio is that this is saying for every one sweet that John has, Stacy has 3 sweets. But that won't always be the case. Okay? In grade 8, yes, it will stay basic. But to fully understand what's actually happening is that let's say on any given day that John has 2 sweets. So if on a given day John has 2 sweets, that means Stacy would have 6 sweets. Because for every one sweet that John has, Stacy will have 3. If John gets one more sweet, Stacy gets 3 more sweets. So then John would have 2 sweets, Stacy would have 6 sweets. For example, if John had 3 sweets, right, that would mean Stacy would have 9 sweets. Right? So it does change depending on the scenario. Okay, but this is how we understand the ratios. For every one sweet John has, Stacy will have 3. If John has 2 sweets, Stacy will then have 6. And you can see as it increases, Stacy's increases as well. Okay. Let's look at another example. If Clint has 2 rand, Jason will have 3 rand. Okay, just a basic example. Write this as a ratio. So this is saying that every time Clint has a 2 rand, Jason will have a 3 rand. Write this as a ratio. And then we write the 2 dot dot to represent the ratio and the 3 over there. Again, this is saying if John has 2 rand, that's Clint. That is Clint. If Clint has 2 rand, Jason has 3 rand, right? And if on any given day, these are fixed, it stays like this. But if Clint day now has 4 rand on a given day, Jason is going to stay one step ahead because now, okay, these are rands as well. So if Clint's doubled, that means Jason will also double. So then Jason will have a 6 rand, right? That is what the ratio is saying. It's in a relationship between two of the same quantities. Okay, if now, for example, this is the last one. If Clint has 8 rand, then that means Jason, right? If Clint's doubled, that means Jason's will double, and Jason will have 12 rand. And that is the ratio that we have there. Normally, we don't write the units with the ratio, so we can write it, okay, like that, and like that over there. Okay, look at simplifying ratios. Okay, here we have a ratio 2:4. Okay, what I do, right, is I rewrite my ratio as a fraction. Okay, and then I simplify this fraction. How do we simplify a fraction again? You should know this. We look for the highest common factor between 2 and 4, which is 2, and we divide both sides by 2. Okay, the top and the bottom. So we can simplify this. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Once we have that over there, I rewrite my fraction as a ratio. Okay, I don't leave it as a fraction. I have to rewrite it as the ratio over there. Okay, you could cheat as well. You could put that in your calculator, and the calculator should simplify it for you. And then you can just rewrite the numerator on the left, the denominator on the right of the ratio sign. Let's have a look at 9:3. That's the ratio. What you can do again, you can rewrite as a fraction and then simplify that fraction. Okay, this if we simplify the fraction over here, remember, if you're going to get an answer of 3, right, remember this is 3 over 1. Okay, with ratios there must be a numerator and a denominator when you convert them to a fraction. So I simplify this fraction. I divide the numerator and the denominator by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Then I rewrite them as a ratio 3 dot dot 1. The numerator on the left, the denominator on the right. Okay, let me do another example again over here. We have 10 over 5. I converted that to a fraction. And then I simplify this fraction here. Right, I can divide both sides by 5. So I have 2 over 1. And I can rewrite that as a ratio 2 dot dot 1. It's quite simple. There's not much overthinking for you to do there. You can try and do D and comment your answer down below. Okay, let's have a look at the sharing ratio. Okay, now this is slightly more complicated. It has a few more steps to it. Mark has 30 sweets. He shares them with his two friends, Anthony and Jesse, in the ratio 2:3. Alright, so Mark has a total of 30 sweets and he shares them in the ratio 2:3 with Anthony. There's 2. It's important that we know that this 2 is Anthony and that 3 there is Jesse. Alright, so the question is saying, how many sweets will Anthony and Jesse each get? So we have a formula to this. Okay. To find out the number of sweets Anthony will get, we're going to take Anthony's ratio, right? That's Anthony's ratio over the ratios added, which is 2 plus 3, which is 5, and we're going to multiply that with 30, the total sweets. In other words, we have Anthony's ratio over the ratios added, which is 5. We added the 2 and the 3, and we multiply that with what is being shared. And then to find the number of sweets Jesse will have, I'm going to take Jesse's ratio, which is 3, and I divide it by the total again, which is 5, and I still multiply it with the 30 sweets. Okay, and when I do that into my calculator, I should get 18 sweets. Okay, so Anthony will get 12 sweets and Jesse will get 18 sweets. If your two answers do not add up back to the 30, you know that you've made a mistake somewhere, because Anthony got 12 sweets, Jesse got 18 sweets from the 30. So that means Anthony and Jesse sweets, when they put them together, there has to be 30 sweets. All right. There are 40 students in a class. The number of boys to girls are in the ratio 1:3. So the 1 is the boys and 3 is the girls. Okay, always look at the order of the sentence and the numbers. Okay, how many boys and girls are there in the class? So we need to find out how many boys there are in the class. Okay, in a total of 40 students. So for the boys, we're going to take the 1, like I said, 1 over. We're going to divide it and we're going to add the two ratios, which is 4, and then we're going to multiply it by the 40 students. Okay, and 1 over 4 times 40, that is equal to 10 boys. That's 10 boys in the class. The same thing for the girls. We're going to have girls over there, right? And what is the ratio for girls? It's 3. So you're going to take 3 and you're going to divide it by the addition over there, which is 4, or the total, right? And then you multiply it by what it is you're sharing, or okay, it's 40 students over there, and then that answer is equal to 30 girls. So there are 10 boys and 30 girls in this classroom over here because of this ratio. Right, today's question challenge is Jacob is long gone. Jacob has 50 marbles. He has green, white, and orange marbles in the ratio 2:3:5. You have 3 questions. How many green marbles does he have? How many white marbles does he have? and how many orange marbles does he have. You are going to use the same principles that you understood in this video, and you're going to try and attempt this question. Okay, let's see who can get that correct. Thank you for watching. Comment all your answers and enjoy.